DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites against the Packers this weekend, and I'm excited to see how they manage to mess it up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins. The crown is yours. Welcome to a very special Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Monday, January 15th. And we are going to celebrate MLK Day in the only way we know how, which is that Tyler is going to do some unspeakable things to the Dallas Cowboys in just a second. But before we get going...
Fuck you, Jerry. happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
Jenkins and Jonez, hosted by LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's that, Bubbas?
Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have the gun.
I'm Gardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
We're produced and joined today by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon. Somebody said, I think it was the Seahawk Femme said that she always does the intros along with us. That made me can't explain why that made me so happy, but that made me very happy.
You got the best.
Some people were like, especially the motherfucking Mike, gotta throw some sauce on that. They enjoying that part. So yeah.
Motherfucking Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
Motherfucking Mike. With the strip club DJ voice.
All right, Tyler, why don't you go ahead, do some stretches, do some vocal warm-ups.
My motherfucking knuckles right quick.
Now, Tyler, you normally are the Damas, very prescient, usually correct in your predictions. And you gave the Dallas Cowboys this week the benefit of the doubt and thought that they would, at home, beat the youngest playoff team in the modern era in the Green Bay Packers. After all, the Cowboys have a franchise quarterback that they believe should be the MVP. They have an experienced coach.
Best wide receiver in the world.
Talent up and down the sideline. Tyler Puryear, did the Dallas Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers today?
They did not. I watched it, and the Dallas Cowboys didn't win.
They did not win.
They did not win, actually.
They
got their ass beat very badly, actually, right? And, I'm going to get to clowning the Cowboys fans. That's something I love to do. That's my passion right there. But first, I think we need to talk about this ass whooping because, like I said, I think all of us picked Dallas to win this, right? I think a lot of us were blindsided by the ass whooping that we saw here tonight. And I think we need to kind of soak in how historic that ass whooping was. It feels like one of the most embarrassing losses the Cowboys have ever had. And, they're a franchise that embarrassing losses, that's what they do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this feels like it is up there with the best or worst of them, however you want to look at it, right? It feels historic in the sense that we perhaps never seen as good of a Cowboys team that just got spanked this badly in the playoffs, right? And even further, it feels historic in the sense that it feels like it was Jordan Love's coming out party, right? It feels like this is kind of the end of an era, and it feels like it's the end of the McCarthy, Dak Prescott era in Dallas. And I think we will look back on this game in years to come, and we're going to remember it as the moment that Jordan Love arrived, and in his wake, he left the Dallas Cowboy franchise in shambles, right? Like he walked out of Jerry World like Joker in The Dark Knight when he blew up the motherfucking hospital and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly do think that the McCarthy and Dak era should be done. Those two are just not it. Like with Mike McCarthy, I never understood that hire from day one. You get rid of Jason Garrett because, the play calling was too conservative and he was underachieving with your quarterback. And you replace him with Mike McCarthy, like another coach, who's known for conservative play calling and underachieving with his quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. I just never understood that you replace Jason Garrett with the same dude. It's like Jerry Jones was like, man, Mountain Dew is gross. I'm only drinking Mellow Yellow now. Like it's the same shit, dog. Right? And there was always going to be a ceiling that they had with Mike McCarthy as their coach. And I think they've hit it. And I think it's time for them to move past that now. I also think it's time for them to move on from Dak. Like, they brought Trey Lance there early in the season for a reason, bro. They let it be known that, you know, we all know Dak is up for a new contract this summer. They brought Trey Lance there like, okay, we're going to evaluate you if you're our guy come season's end, Dak. And if you're not, we are not paying you $1 gazillion to not take us anywhere like you've been doing. And we got this kid on a rookie deal and we're going to kick the tires on him. And that big payday for Dak is not coming from the Cowboys. He might have to hit up the motherfucking police officers he dropped that $1 million off to see if they can kick that back. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard times for Dak out there. Police face ass nigga, sir. Yes, sir. Face ass nigga. But I cannot imagine how frustrating it is if you're a Cowboys fan, because Dak is one of those dudes, right, who, you know, he lights it up in the regular season. He had like 4,500 yards, like 35 TDs, and like 9 picks this season. He just balled the fuck out. But every postseason, it's just the same old thing, right? It's just he just does not show up. And worse than just not showing up, he often gives these games away. And the thing about Dak is he's not like the Josh Allen type, right? Like, he's not the type where it's like, okay, we're losing him the same way we won him. You know, this comes with the territory. That's not who he is. He's not a high risk, high reward guy. Like with Josh Allen, you're like, okay, we lost that game on a pick through double coverage, but, you know, we live by the TDs he throws in double coverage too. So this comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Dak is not like that. He's a very conservative decision maker.
He's high risk, low reward.
Yeah, right. He's a very conservative decision maker, which works great for him in the regular season, but you got to take some big shots if you want to win in the playoffs, right? And the thing is, like, it's not even outside of his character when he's making all these turnovers, you know, during the postseason with like all these picks he's throwing, because he's not stepping outside of himself. If you look at the 2 picks he had tonight, those 2 picks were like 5 yards from scrimmage, bro, on like a little cross and like a little out. He's not throwing picks because he's stepping outside of himself and trying to connect on like a 40-yard deep ball home run. He's throwing the same little bullshit that he throws all season, but for some reason in the playoffs, he just does not see defenders there for whatever reason. And
he's not tripping on himself trying to run a marathon. He's just trying to go to the bathroom, falling down on his face.
Exactly. Stumbling with the motherfucking chili bowl like in the office and shit. Right? And I've seen some people, you know, trying to defend, you know, Dak's terrible performance tonight by saying, well, you know, what do you expect? The defense couldn't stop anyone. The playbook had to go to strictly passing. When a defense knows that there's nothing but the pass is coming, any quarterback is going to look bad. And my whole point with that is, bro, Dak threw a pick 6, and then he threw another pick that got returned to the 2-yard line and got punched in for a TD later. Like, y'all talking about the Dallas defense couldn't stop the Green Bay offense. Nigga, Dak was the Green Bay offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think if you're Dallas, I think you've seen enough. It's the same story every time they go to the playoffs. Dak is just not going to show up, and I think it's time they part ways. He's just not that guy. So, needless to say, I am enjoying all of this. You know, there's nothing I love more than seeing Cowboys Nation in shambles. You know, it's just like, it's like so affirming and nostalgic to like just see the Cowboys and their fan base scrambling, because, you know, these are like some tumultuous times we're living in where everything is fucking changing for the worse. And it's like laughing at the Cowboys has been, you know, a national tradition for like the last 25 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that has remained stable. It's like the Coca-Cola recipe. You know what I'm saying? So you know, laughing at the Cowboys is just something that always makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It feels like home. So, you know, I don't, and I'm at the point now where it's like, I don't even try to talk the Cowboy fans out of cheering for their team anymore, because it's part of the bit now, right? Like the delusion that Cowboy fans have, it's part of the bit. It's like they are the Wile E. Coyote of NFL fans. When you watch Wile E. Coyote cartoons, you don't root for Wile to finally figure it out, right? You root to see how disastrous this plan that he has is going to blow up in his face this time. And that's exactly where I'm at right now. And I swear it's enjoyable every fucking time it happens. It never gets old. Death, taxes, and laughing at the Cowboys. And the best part is this shit is just getting started, bro. Like, Mike McCarthy's going to be boxing this shit up. Dak is going to be getting left on read in the group chat with Jerry. They're going to start a coaching search where fucking I would pay. You could put Jim Harbaugh and Jerry Jones interviewing each other on pay-per-view, and I would buy that shit, because that is just a lot of crazy in one room, right?
That is a fact.
Yes, that is a lot of crazy in one room.
They're going to talk about football for about 45 seconds, and then it could be literally any topic. It could be industrial railroad policies of the 18th century. It could be the caloric content of whole milk versus skim milk. It could be literally anything.
Yes. So, you know, it might have been the curtain call on the clown show at Jerry's Well tonight. tonight, but the show is going on the road, and we're going to be here all fucking year, and I cannot wait, man.
We said we're going to title this episode, Chelsea, don't listen to this episode.
I wonder if she already muted you. I wonder, because I'm like, the whole time I was thinking, damn, she had to already mute this nigga. You had nothing but heat. I was like, damn, cuz.
Dog, that game was so fucking funny. It was so fucking hilarious. It is high performance art. Bravo. They say that comedy is the hardest thing to pull off, but the Cowboys always seem to do it, man.
Yeah,
I saw Dallas fans jumping in, clowning themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so bad that they couldn't even like fight it. Like, they hopped into jokes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have after one of those, you're getting. I mean, they give up more points than they've ever given up in the playoffs. I mean, it's like at some point you have to either learn to laugh with it or learn to log off. There's not really any in between. I have a couple other questions for Tyler. Tyler, I feel like before the Dragonfly Jones handle was created, you were sending text messages to Cowboy fans after embarrassing losses. That was probably, in the language of an English literature major, the proto Dragonfly Jones. Would you say? Like that's the primordial ooze from which your Twitter account emerged, was making fun of Cowboy fans one-on-one versus through mass communication. What was the text messages that went out today?
Dog, I legitimately remember like the first time I went on a text rant clowning the Cowboys, and it was the 2006 season when Romo fucked up and not holding that snap. That motherfucking razor, my Motorola razor was on fire. I was hitting all my cold Cowboy homies up, my Cowboy cousins and uncles and shit up clowning. But yeah, man. It's just at the point where, bro, I just send the y'all funny as hell laughing at me. Like nothing else needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be said, but just to know that y'all are just a laughing stock, bro. And year in and year out, and the worst type of laughing stock, because y'all are talented as hell. Y'all win 12, 13 games every fucking year, and then you go out in the playoffs in the most hilarious fashion. It's so entertaining.
I like that you said they have so many embarrassing losses that it's like looking for a haystack in a pile of haystacks. You know, it's like. All right. We also had John. Did you see Terrence Crawford's tweet?
I saw that shit.
He said, he said they're getting their ass whooped so bad it reminds me of when whooped an ass this bad.
What made him go to Errol like that? Did y'all see it?
I guess he's a Cowboys fan. You know, Errol is from DeSoto,
from
Texas.
Dallas.
You know, yeah. Shouts to my homie Marcus. You know, right outside of Dallas, and so you know, just wanted to get one last jab in. Like he ain't get that motherfucker enough jabs when they actually fought.
He landed another one.
Somebody dropped the video that I think that said Errol was hurt or injured prior.
Yeah,
and Bud took offense to it. And so I feel like Errol caught a stray from a fan dropping some shit or whatever, but that shit was funny as hell though. Bud don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he different, bro.
Right? That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
All right. Right before we hopped on, first of all, one last note on the Packers, because obviously it's more fun to make fun of the Cowboys. Because they were the 7th seed, they're the first 7th seed to ever win, and again, the youngest playoff team in the modern era. They're going to San Francisco. I'm a big Niners fan for the divisional weekend, and I don't want to play that Packers team. It just looked like we talked on with the preview with the Gridiron guy. Every year there's one lower seeded team that just gets hot.
Yeah,
I thought it might have been the Rams. I thought it might have been all these other teams, but it looks like it's the Packers, and that was a scary looking team, bro. And they're playing with house money.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't know they're not supposed to be there. They're all 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, and Jordan Love, that kid is, man, special. We're really getting Green Bay, Dallas, Green Bay, San Francisco. It's like the 90s all over again. I love this shit, bro.
Yes, right. Yeah, same. Except I wish it was like, I wanted to be playing the Bucks or someone where if the Niners lost, I'd be sad that they lost, but I wouldn't be hearing from 70 fucking people that I know who are fans of that team, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be a miserable week for me if the fucking Niners don't beat the Packers, bro. But anyway, let's talk about the sort of the flip side of the comedic NFL coin. Right before we hopped on, the Detroit Lions won their first playoff football game in 32 years since we were all children. This is the stuff that makes me still, no matter how cynical we could get about sports, I'll always come back for this. They were showing grown men and women just tear snot, just bubbles coming out of their nose, sobbing, hugging their grandparents and shit in the stands. It was truly, truly beautiful. We joked during the Pistons losing streak, like I'm sure Detroit fans would trade a 0-82 season for one Lions playoff win, and they got it, and it was a beautiful thing to see. And I was happy for the people of Detroit that they got that incredible moment with Barry Sanders and Lions legend Eminem on the sideline to cheer them on too.
Yeah, man. Good to see, Lions fans finally have a moment because, geez, they have been through it. And I got love for Detroit, right? Detroit is a city that I really like. It's a city I need to fucking visit, you know what I'm saying? Very black city. It's like my favorite rap city right now, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of love for Detroit. And something funny shit, whenever I look at Dan Campbell, the coach of the fucking Lions, I always remember when I went on the Levitard show during my Beast Bracket shit. And Stugotz posed the question, 1 Dan Campbell versus 3 Mike McDaniels, who's win? So, I always think about that whenever I see. And my money's on one Dan Campbell,
sure.
too. But yeah, happy, so fucking happy for the Lions, man. They earned it, for real.
You said 32 years?
32 years, John.
So Detroit's light work. So this Pistons shit light work. That's why I wouldn't even ask the question. If I knew that shit, of course they're sticking with the Pistons. Of course they're still Pistons fans because Jesus Christ.
We were younger than my son currently is the last time the Lions won one playoff game.
I vividly remember that summer day in 1998 when Barry Sanders just said, that's it for me. I'm done. Like, I vividly remember it.
That was my favorite football player. I mean,
yeah,
I was
my favorite running back ever. Yeah.
Bar none, bro. I put this up on Twitter. I had a book that came with a DVD in it because this was before YouTube. You could put the DVD in the computer and watch the Barry Sanders highlights. Like that was the only way we had. Otherwise, you might see like a 10-second clip on SportsCenter, and then you would just need to remember the fuck out of it.
Right, committed to memory and shit.
If I had that, yeah, man, he was special. I was glad he was there too. Megatron was there. Like, I appreciate sports franchises that can like get out of their own way, put your pride aside, and admit, even if you lose after this, winning one game is a huge like. People started crying before the game was even over. They started crying right under the 2-minute warning when they started kneeling the ball.
They didn't win a single playoff game with Megatron, bro?
No.
Nigga, his whole career, he never won a playoff game?
Not one.
And I feel like we need to put more respect on Megatron's name. I feel like he's one of the legends who slipped through the cracks. I think he might be the third best wide receiver I've ever seen. It's Jerry, Randy, and Megatron for me, bro.
Crazy.
For sure. Absolutely. And you could make an argument to me. Like, I'll never let anyone, except for Tyler I Am, disrespect Jerry Rice because the stats are so crazy. The speed and the route running was so crazy. But, like, physical gifts, I think you could make the argument for Megatron even over Randy. And it's hard for me to put anyone in the same conversation as Randy Moss athletically. But Megatron with the strength is, coupled with the athleticism. He was
wasn't
one
his
of the best
catch radius?
Didn't
they
seen.
like scientifically break down
a 1-car garage, bro? Like,
yeah,
I feel like I could throw a football to a 1-car
anywhere,
garage,
nigga.
Dog.
You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah.
Insane, bro. And like that is unfathomable that he didn't win a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think about that till you brought up Megatron. I was like, yo, wait, he didn't win a playoff game? That's crazy.
That does put
I was gonna say there's something poetic about how Matt Stafford couldn't win him a game and then he gives them a game when he goes there. So
yeah. I was happy because I think Matt Stafford and Jared Goff are both good dudes. I was happy that it's sort of worked out for both of them. Like, Jared Goff.
Lots of Lions fans were happy for Stafford when he won the Super Bowl. There's no bad blood there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, when you're a fan of a franchise like that, right? Like, that's part of, I mean, we talked about this with you being a Washington fan, Tyler. It's like you root for the people that you developed a connection with to go be successful somewhere else. That's sort of, like we talked about that with Ian Carmel about Blazers fans. Blazers fans all want Dame to get a ring. That was their guy for like, an eighth of their lives if they lived to 80 or whatever. Of course they want him to be successful, but not all fan bases are like that. But if you're the fan of a long struggling fan base, that's kind of like all you have is like, okay, vicariously we're rooting on Matt Stafford.
My Lions fans said that was their Super Bowl too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They celebrated that shit because of Matt Stafford. But anyway,
I have wanted some of my favorite Washington fans to leave. Like, I have wanted them to leave. Like, please get out of here. You deserve so much better, bro. I'm promising you do. Champ Bailey, you sweet quarterback of a man. Please go get a ring somewhere. You're so much better than this.
Well, we were just talking about with Megatron and the Lions history puts it into perspective. What a special thing Mufasa, D'Amico Ryans, and C.J. Stroud did with the Texans. That game was fun as hell for about a quarter, and then the Texans just beat the shit out of the Browns, bro. Like C.J. Stroud is the one, man. I love that kid so much. I really believe in his future. Like I was like I undersold him obviously for how good of a year he had, but I was like, no, I think he's going to be better than Bryce Young, which like 4 months later is like a preposterous thing to have ever called an opinion, obviously. But yeah, man, I'm so happy for them and for our guy Mufasa, the official coach of the year from Jenkins and Jonez.
Hell yeah, Mufasa, the motherfucking coach of the year. Yeah, I mean, him and CJ Stroud, they're doing something really special there. Like to have the success in their first year, where CJ's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year, D'Amico's gonna win Coach of the Year, and for them to just turn that long-suffering franchise. Because I remember when D'Amico got hired, and lots of us were like, here go the Texans again on their bullshit, giving a shitty job to a black coach. Lots of us were like that, right? It didn't look like a good position. You
and Bo both made that point. It's like this is the third time in a row that they're just kind of having a black guy be a sacrificial lamb in an impossible situation.
Unwinnable place, yeah.
Right, because they had Lovey there. They only gave him a season, got him out of there. But looks like they made the right choice because D'Amico looks like that guy. But yeah, I'm just very much rooting for D'Amico and CJ. Bro, like this MLK weekend, we got CJ Stroud advancing, we got fucking Pat Mahomes advancing, we got Jordan Love advancing, we got Ryan Hurts hasn't played yet. Jalen Hurts hasn't played yet. We got motherfucking Lamar. We got
Lamar's already
D'Amico.
Through. Yep.
Yeah, Lamar's already through. We got D'Amico advancing. Mike Tomlin got to pull it off, bro. You got to you got to complete the sweep. You got to complete the sweep, bro. You got to.
I respect you're going with Mike Tomlin and not Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. We do not trust no motherfucking Mason Rudolph.
No, because Mason Rudolph versus Josh Allen is not. There's not a good MLK Day storyline in that matchup.
And had Gerard Mayo hired as the New England coach as well too.
That's true.
A Virginia boy from Hampton, fucking 15 minutes from Mike Tomlin. That's crazy, right? Just two of the flagship franchises coached by some Virginia boys 15 minutes apart from each other.
I love that. Okay, I need y'all to tell me if I'm a good person or a bad person. But did y'all see that? So they moved the Bills-Steelers game to Monday because it was like an unlivable blizzard in Buffalo. And my immediate reaction to this was, aw, like... I hope
California
it's still
shit, man.
Like, I hope it's still snowing. Like, I love watching like football games on TV where it's snowing. And they put up a clip, and I showed it to my wife. She was like, "Oh yeah, you're an asshole," because it looked like hell out there, bro.
Has that ever happened before?
Never. This was the first time.
Okay.
There's a difference between like playing in flurries and playing in a blizzard, bro. You cannot play in a blizzard, man. I love how good snow football games look as well. But that
Mike, like, is it not football, nigga? Is this not football?
That was Antarctica. That was some Antarctica footage right there, dog. That shit ain't normal. That shit had me wondering why people even live in Buffalo, bro. When I saw that shit, like, come on, man.
Yeah, it should look like a John Carpenter movie, bro. It did not look like Planet Earth inside that stadium. Did you say they're paying people $20 an hour, just fans, to come shovel snow out of the stadium? It's just like,
it's that bad?
Yeah, yes.
They can't pay somebody to come.
No, because they need manpower, John, because they said they only have one. It's such an old stadium. There's only one tunnel in and out of it, so all of the snow has to go out one exit too.
And machinery can't get in through that tunnel. I imagine. Okay.
Not in a. I mean, because they got to get it out of the seats, like in the stadium and everything too, because it's piled up over all of the. John is also wondering why people live in Buffalo.
Bro, did y'all ever hear about that
made
Eagles
that
fan
stadium knowing it snows crazy in Buffalo? Like, I think I had a friend from Buffalo who said that it snows so much that this was like 10 years ago. This is before like global warming and shit got weird or whatever. But anyway, that it snows so much that at a certain point in the winter, it's hard to see the houses like from the street because they keep pushing the snow to the side and it piles up so high. You feel me? Like, why? Like, so why would they build a stadium understanding how Buffalo works in that way? It makes no sense. But anyway.
Football weather.
Yeah, because Buffalo's on Lake Erie and motherfuckers were fishing and catching beavers. That's why that shit was set up. Seriously, any cold region we're living in, that's basically why.
No, I'm saying, why would they build a stadium in the way that they did, where to get?
I think when it was built, there weren't domes, but it is something like there are. I know Kurt Warner is one of the like NFL fuddy-duddies. That's like everything should be in a dome. Like you should play like weather shouldn't affect the game. Blah 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 blah. And I guess I'm on the other extreme of like maybe they could wear long sleeves if it's 40 degrees below zero. But like,
yeah, I am for sure of the belief that they should have canceled that game, but I'm not a proponent for canceling outdoor games, even in cold conditions, because I feel like that cold tells you exactly who a team is. Like if we saw the way Miami got their ass whooped, that wasn't an anomaly. That was everything that they were exasperated, right? You know what I'm saying? That cold weather going to show you who a football team really, really is. Yeah. But did y'all hear about that one Eagles fan who shoveled out the link like voluntarily, like he wasn't even getting paid, and he lost 8 fucking fingers to frostbite, like all that he had.
When was this?
What?
This was like, I feel like 10 years ago or so, maybe.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He lost 8 fucking fingers. 2 thumbs, bro.
He lost both his thumbs?
He out there like, hey, who lost 8 fingers but gets a lifetime season tickets to the Eagles games?
Wait,
this guy.
Wait, he did this shoveling snow and like voluntarily?
Dog. Voluntarily.
But I'm saying like
8 fucking fingers.
Hold on, but he it was so cold that he de-evolved like back to before we were primates.
Right.
Like he like the opposable thumb is that's our only advantage in the wild, bro.
I mean, if you have phalanges to accompany it, nigga, well, you just got the thumb, you fuck, nigga. But I'm just saying, like,
drop this shit
at what point are you like, okay, it's cold, let me put my hands somewhere, like, you know what I mean? There had to be some warning signs going off in his brain before it was time to cut his all 8 phalanges off, nigga.
That's one of the things about extreme cold, though, bro, is it overrides your brain's like ability,
so you stop,
you
malfunction.
That's what they said. Because I every year I read the year's best sports writing anthology that comes out. There's always something about extreme mountain climbers, and that's one of the things they talk about is like because you're losing oxygen to your brain. All the dead bodies that you go by on the way up Everest or wherever, they're just sitting there.
They're just the homies.
Yeah. They're like landmarks and shit.
What up, my nigga?
Like
I see you on the way back.
Oh,
you know
green
what I mean?
jacket. Yeah. But John, they said like they just sat down and they just like a lot of them just looked like they just were walking and their brain was shutting down and was like, it's time to sit down and chill. And then they died. Like it wasn't like a struggle or, it was like, so he might not really have been aware of what was going on with his, this headline that Josh just sent us.
So you can sit down with your homie, like with the dude you climbing with, and he chilling. No panic, nothing.
That's why you're not. That's why you're
and
not supposed to sit. And the nigga
just like.
Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to sit down.
Oh wow.
The headline of this story Josh just sent us is who only has 2 thumbs and is suing the Eagles. This guy. Wait, so the only thing he had left was it? Oh my god! So he lost everything but his thumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he lost.
He got mittens.
Wait. No, how far?
He got
how
big
much
boxing
of his fingers
gloves,
did he lose?
He got boxing gloves without the glove.
Because mittens, you can still do this. He ain't got none of this no more, bro. It's over with. You feel me?
Dog,
journalism
was a different
time. Did he get money as well as lifetime tickets, or did he? They just say
he
we'll give you lifetime
for that shit? So I doubt it. But bro, I'm reading this article. Okay, this shit happened in 2005, 20 years ago. The years just roll into each other. And the lead on this shit is remember that bozo who got so frostbitten while shoveling snow for the Eagles NFC Championship game at the Link. Well, today he's supposedly losing all 8 of his fingers, but will get to keep his 2 thumbs. That's wild. This is an NBC Sports article, bro.
What would you rather do? Would you rather lose your thumbs or lose your fingers?
You can't.
I don't know, bro.
You need your thumbs and your fingers, though.
I'm saying you can't do
that's
anything
a good
with
question.
If you
could only keep your 8 non-thumb fingers or your 2 thumbs, I would keep my thumbs.
I think the thumbs. I think he could probably still open a door with the thumb and a palm.
You could still use your phone. I feel like it would be yeah. No, but I mean, like, if you're trying to exist in society.
But that's.
I know
nasty.
it sounds dystopian, but
but that's so nasty. But it makes 1,000% sense.
It would be a lot harder to wipe. Yeah.
Right.
A lot harder to wipe your ass, though. I don't know.
With the thumb. Hey, get a bidet, nigga. Get a bidet.
You're trying
Join
to
the future.
You're trying to pick a stray booger out of your nose with just a thumb.
Hey, unless you got a nose like me, nigga. That's why I use my thumb, and I got fingers. Nigga, that's why I pick my nose with my thumb. That's how big my motherfucking nose is, dog. Flat out.
All right, that's your commentary on your nose, not my commentary on your nose.
But it's a fact. It's a fact. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Okay. We have to talk about Biko sent this to us. This is great, and then we're gonna get into some awards. But Mos Def was interviewed last week, and on the subject of the rapper / pop star Drake, he said that he doesn't feel like his music is hip hop, that it is in fact pop music that makes you think of shopping at Target, which is unintentionally extra hilarious because the videos everyone was making fun of that dude that made the videos of himself shopping at Target. All of those videos, the soundtrack is Drake. So what did you guys think of the point that he was making, and do you agree or disagree that Drake is not hip hop or rap music but is pop?
I think there was a very good discussion to be had about that, and I'm glad that we're going to have it because it's not happening on Twitter, right? Of course, this is just getting boiled down to Mos Def being a hater, and he might have been hating a little bit, but you can still say some valid shit with sprinkled in a little hate. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't feel like hate because it seemed like he didn't even want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I just never was of the belief that if you sprinkle in a little hate, that invalidates what you say, but. You know, that's just me, someone who happens to be a hater. You're a
2023 hater of the year. Speaking about hate, but go ahead.
Someone who's shooting for hater of the year, you know.
Yeah, but so you are on the hate spectrum. You are more pro hate than the average, than the replacement hater. Yeah,
absolutely. I believe that as long as your hate is rooted in truth, right? As long as you ain't lying,
or it's funny,
yeah, or it's funny,
one of the
right?
two.
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
So. Of course, you know, the conversation has devolved on Twitter into dude just hating on the new guy who happens to be the top at the top of his shit. He was never as big as Drake. It's jealousy.
Oh my god!
You know, bro. Yeah, it devolved into that, right? Like I just was so confused at how the people who were defending Drake against the allegations of him being a pop star, like they were leaning on, look at all the hits Drake has and how many Mos has. Bro, that's the point.
That's like, popular
right?
music.
That is it is popular music. And I think that, you know, if anyone has, you know, the grounds to say what he said, it's Mos Def. Mos Def, you know, his music has always said something. I remember him making a video about, you know, the murder of Amadou Diallo back in like 1999 when he got, you know, the African guy in New York City who got shot like 41 times by the police. He's made songs like, you know, New World Water on his debut, where he's talking about how you basically, you know, the same shit he kind of alluded to here, how corporate greed is like stripping us of bare necessities and shit. So, you know, I don't think that, you know, it like I said, I think that he was making a point that he holds dear to his heart, that, okay, you're making music, but, you know, the world is burning around us right now, right? Like, it's all we're doing is dancing, or we just not speaking on the real shit that's happening to us. And, you know, the common rebuttal to people who are defending Drake is Drake isn't obliged to speak on that. And so be it, right? Like, if he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't have to. Honestly, I don't know how. I don't think I'd want social commentary from Drake.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I just do not think that he is going to say anything enlightening or insightful on.
You want to talk about an unnuanced conversation, like Drake on homelessness and like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But another thing that they lean on that I think is very, very much fictitious is they're saying that the type of music that is saying something isn't lucrative, it's not big. And that's bullshit, because you look at Drake, you look at the big three from his era, right? It's him, Kendrick, J. Cole. J. Cole and Kendrick are those guys who do say shit that, you know,
they hip hop like a motherfucker.
Yeah. They're hip hop like a motherfucker. They're speaking on, you know, the conditions of society today. They're speaking on personal issues that they have, right? Like, they make the type of music that, you know, Mos Def says that Drake is lacking, and they're super fucking stars. Mr. Morale was like the highest streamed fucking rap album of that year, and he had the highest grossing concert in rap history up until that point, until Drake overshadowed him with his shit, right? So you cannot say that it's not lucrative. You can just say Drake doesn't want to do that, and that's totally fine. And artists does not have to do anything they don't want to do. But I think that there is something to be said for what Mos said, because I think that it's not necessarily an indictment on Drake more than it is an indictment on where we're at with rap now, right? Like, we're of the age where we grew up when rap was fucking dangerous. Rap was revolutionary, right? We had Public Enemy and fucking NWA, and we had fucking 2 Live Crew having cases, obscenity cases heard in the Supreme fucking court, right?
It was disruptive.
Yes, it was disruptive. It was dangerous. It was something that people feared. And now it's something that you hear when you're shopping at Target, right? Like, I completely see where Mos Def was coming from on that. But yeah, not taking anything from Drake. I think Drake has a case as the GOAT. We've never seen a guy be the top rapper in the game for this fucking long. He's been the top guy since fucking So Far Gone dropped 15 years ago, right? And with that said, I do think that what Mos said has credibility too, because it's not even a shot at Drake. Like I said, it's a shot at where rap is at right now, where consumerism has just kind of occupied, a genre that used to be revolutionary. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
I think Drake used to be hip hop, and I don't think you necessarily have to speak.
I think he is still hip hop. I think he can rap his ass off.
I think he's. Okay, this is the thing. We're talking about Drake as a whole, right? You feel me? Is Drake hip hop now as a whole? No, I think he can be. We saw when he did the
Scary
Deluxe
Hours
shit.
3 is rapidy rap.
When he did the Deluxe joint, he was rapping. But we don't really get that from Drake whole like and albums. You know what I'm saying? Like we get, like we said, artificial intelligence rap. He puts it into an algorithm and spits out particular type of music. He plays music with the algorithm. He makes music with the algorithm in mind, with the masses in mind, with Urban Outfitters in mind, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's making music to get placements, nigga. He want to be played in Urban Outfitters. He want to be in movies, all that shit. That's the bigger way to make bread. You feel me? And he's a business. That's how he approaches rap. But I think when you get to that point, you know what I'm saying? There's very few rappers that are not popping. Like the Migos, they pop like a motherfucker. I think rap in general is pop music. You know what I'm saying? It's the most popular, genre, right? You know what I mean? So I think that's where it went left. That's why it's not disruptive anymore. That's why they don't, because they thinking about the bread and that when they making albums or whatever. But I think there's very few like there's not many people that are the best rapper like Kendrick, Jay-Z. They're the best rapper in the world at the moment and are still hip hop. You know what I mean? You have to make a concerted effort, and that is the hard way to be popular and make really good music. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Drake, like you said, he's the GOAT, all that shit, but he's not hip hop anymore. But at one point he was, and I think he still has that ability. But he moves like a corporation, not like a man that's he's not a hip hop artist. You feel me?
Yeah. And I do think that rap is extremely popular, right? So the biggest rappers are going to be pop stars in a sense, right? But I think that the connotation that Mos was making, and that a lot of us make when we call a rapper pop, is that you are softening your music to make it more appealable, right? You're kind of, dulling your music, dumbing down your music,
watering that
shit
down, you know what I'm saying?
as
for the
said.
masses.
Right. But like I said before, there are rappers out there not doing it. Like Mr. Morale was a hard listen the first few times I ran through it, bro. There was nothing, that Kendrick softened about that album. And it was still a huge fucking success.
I don't think Kendrick made that album for us to really listen. I think he made that album in the like thinking about the performance as well. You know what I mean? We talked about this. He made that like as an art piece. You know what I mean? And it happened to be successful. You know what I mean? And I think it was a beautiful, but it's not the most repeatable album. You feel me? But it's been great. The videos have been great. And the performances is just fucking incredible. I saw the shit on Amazon. I'm like, I watched it multiple times because it's just incredible. But I think there's not many people like Kendrick. And also, like, Kendrick drops an album every 5 years, bro.
Right.
J. Cole takes his time, too. This nigga Drake popping shit out, like, you know what I mean? He popping shit out every, like how many albums did he drop, like, in the last 2 or 3 years? It seemed like after the Pandy, he dropped, like, 2 or 3 albums. You feel me? So he's, like, he moves differently. You can't make hip-hop music, you know what I'm saying, dropping albums, like, on the, like, fashion calendar type shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You become Forever 21, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Making music like that. So I think like Drake approaches the game totally different, and then the way he approached it, it's gonna be very difficult for him to have really like eye-opening, you know what I'm saying, like thoughtful music, creative music, and he's dropping it just dropping it so consistently like that. He's not really sitting with this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all that, but at the same time, that might be the trade-off that he had to make for the longevity he had, right?
I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying that's why he's not hip hop. That's not, you know what I mean?
Because
at the moment.
Yeah, because when he dropped For All the Dogs, a lot of the criticism was, bro, you are 38 years old still rapping about clubbing with 21-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
nasty
like
work.
Yeah, it's like, there's no growth here, and maybe he realized that growth isn't lucrative. You know what I'm saying? That growth, that, like you said, he cracked the algorithm. Okay, I know how to make a chorus. I know who are the viral stars. Let me throw Sexy Red on this motherfucker. Make a little TikTok craze, song that's going to be a big fucking hit. Get these streams up. Like you said, he knows the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, he happens to be an incredible song maker too. I'm not taking that from him as well. But yeah, it's like I said, my takeaway from that was, I think it was more of an indictment on where rap is now, as opposed to where Drake is personally.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I didn't like about the comment. And I'm not, obviously wouldn't claim to, know more than Mos Def or even you guys. Like, what's the difference?
None of us are claiming to know more about Mos Def, yeah.
But what I didn't like about the comment is I think your guys' nuanced take is exactly right. I think he is taking out his frustration with where the genre of music that he loves and cares about is in its standings now on one guy who has profited from that change. And what I did not like about the comment is that it reminds me a lot of people saying that punk bands that I liked were sellouts or pop music because they happened to get very popular with the music that they recorded in garages or, that was recorded independently. And that is the history of music in America. Jazz used to be dangerous as fuck. And is
it was. Niggas was on heroin. the best jazz comes from needles, nigga.
And as Tyler, like it was gonna cause intermixing of the races. Like jazz was dangerous, rock music was dangerous, punk music was dangerous, hip hop music was dangerous. That is the process of, like, that is how, and this is what happens with all culture. Something starts out as an authentic subculture, blows up, and then it becomes to the masses. Now, because we're in America, money is involved in that, but that is always what has happened. That is always how artistic styles, whether it's painting or music or anything, have become popular. It starts with one person or a group of people, and then it expands and takes over. What I don't like about it is if Lupe Fiasco had happened to put out an album that got put in the right movie or got, they sampled it for a fucking Friends episode or something, and that album sold 100 million copies, that changes something about Lupe Fiasco because he was more profitable or successful. Like, it supposes an intent in what Drake is doing that, like, I hate to be ever sounding like I'm defending a Drake in an argument, as both of y'all know, but, like, is the music he's making not authentic to him? I don't think that that's true. I would Drake say, seems like I'm making music for shopping. Like, I think Drake is watching the video of that dude shopping at Target set to his music, like, vibing. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know. Like, that seems like that could be what his soul sounds like. You know what I mean?
I think it's gotten to a point, Drake's music, where it doesn't feel like Drake. You know what I mean? I don't think I hear
does it not feel like Drake, or should Drake be a different person than he was at 38 than he was at 21?
Yeah, maybe because it doesn't sound like a 37-year-old. Maybe that's where I'm at with it. But it doesn't sound like Drake. But I think one thing we got to realize too is rap isn't ours anymore, man. Rap is not ours, bro. When it became for the most popular shit, dude, like, no, okay, Kendrick. Remember Kendrick put an old girl up on stage and she said nigga while rapping? She had to kick him off stage. Bro, No Name? Like, y'all know No Name, the Chicago rapper? Yeah. Who is, I'm talking about rappity rap, hip hop like a motherfucker. She stopped performing because it was white dudes in the crowd saying nigga, listen to her shit. You know what I mean? As hip hop as she is, it's still like the demographic who's listening to her shit, it's not the people that she's making music for. Like, rap is not ours anymore. To be, like, you know what I'm saying, profitable, it's difficult, like, to just go ahead.
Like, neither of you would say Vince Staples is a pop artist, not a rapper.
I was going to bring up the Vince Staples point when he said he made an album. He made an album with placements in mind.
And but I've been to a half dozen Vince Staples shows, and the audience
they're
there
white
is
as
white
shit.
as fuck.
But like also Vince,
and I know for a fact that's not what he is seeking out to do when he's sitting down and recording. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like is like once you've made something and the world does what the world's gonna do with it, I don't think judging artists on that
based on what the world does, that makes sense. I get your point. That makes sense.
And,
but at the same time,
I
don't think he was just judging based upon
I
the
agree.
world. Though,
and
you know what I mean?
the last point I would make on like the pop punk thing is that it reminds me very much of like classism and money is tied up in this. And I'm not suggesting this is Mos Def's like point. It's the note that it struck with me that I don't like is like I remember reading about Green Day once they signed with a major label, and these were all dudes who grew up very poor. Like they got kicked out of the club that they came up in the East Bay because they had a policy that if you signed with a label, you weren't allowed to play there anymore.
Yeah.
But like they said, it's like all the people who were like judging us and calling us sellouts or pop musicians, he's like, they're all upper middle class white kids. Mm-hmm. He's like, if we actually grew up poor and we're like, someone's going to pay us to do the fucking shit we love to do. That sounds amazing.
You fucking kidding me?
Right,
like I'm changing my whole, like, my
yeah.
family's life. That's
so
ridiculous.
Obviously Drake's not putting music out now as like a starving artist or something like that. I just think it's hard for me to judge people based on like the way, like I said, their stuff is received. And again, like I agree with you guys that he seems more frustrated with where hip hop is in society now, which I don't even disagree with that frustration. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah. But go ahead, Tyler. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, going back to the Vince Staples conversation. He had a line that is always gonna stick with me, where he said, seeing white boys answer where I'm asking where my niggas at. No, they want to kick it at the places where we kick it at. Right. Right. About that shit. Like, yeah, that's kind of what rap is. It's a bit of voyeurism. It feels like, right? It's a bit of voyeurism from white America into black America. And to your point, Mike, about, the same shit with punk rock, like motherfuckers will be mad because a song that's like, fuck the president blew up. You know what I'm saying? like, bro, they are still very much in the spirit of the punk shit, that they're saying it just happened to be popular and get embraced a lot. But yeah, it's just, rap has, and the thing is, music has always been about consumerism, right? Music has always been about, okay, how can we sell the most records? How can we sell the most records? But the thing about rap is rap kind of fought a battle where they weren't embraced by consumerism. They were like, fuck consumerism. They were like, bro, like, who gives a fuck if we don't sell records? This ain't for them, right? Like, there was a moment in that where, being called a sellout, if you appeal to a lot of people and were selling a lot of records, they're like, okay, what part of your soul did you sell to be this? Because, white America was not embracing early rap. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just a very interesting conversation that, like I said, not only addresses the state of rap now, but addresses kind of like just the history of consumerism in music.
And also, who's the people making decisions at these tables? What do they look like? Do they look like us? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you remember Bobby Shmurda dancing on that table in front of all the white folks?
And they couldn't even catch the beat. They look like the white people's Beyonce trying to do the swag surf, nigga. Reaching, grasping for the beat, you know what I mean? Can't catch the motherfucker. But I mean, like, as far as like, another point about Vince Staples, as hip hop as he is, he even says he made an album, I think it was Big Fish. You know what I mean? He made an album with placements in mind. He said
that album was EDM-y as a motherfucker.
But he said this is the so, like, I mean, you have to. The one placement was worth more than his whole budget. He had one of his placements he got was worth more than his whole budget, bro. Album budget. So, like, dog, to be hip hop like events, like, this is how you gotta move. You know what I'm saying? To make the type of bread you need to make. And like Mike was talking about, like with punk, like, motherfuckers come with particular places where this money changes. A lot of people are counting on them. You feel me? So a lot of people can't really move like a Kendrick, where they're popular enough, got enough bread where they can sit for 5 years and then make a very thoughtful, beautiful. You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah,
it's in a rough space. Yeah,
because it's really only a conversation you hear about music. No one would ever say, for the most part, I mean, I guess this conversation is sort of happening with Marvel Studios or whatever. But like, if you make a hit movie, it's like, congrats, you made a hit movie.
Yeah.
You make a hit TV show, congrats, you made a hit TV show. No professional football player is trying to be an avant-garde wide receiver. You're trying to go to the NFL. Like, you're trying to play for the fucking Cowboys, right? Like, but with music, it's like, oh, he's like, he's popular in this specific type of way. And again, I am not even a fan of Drake. I do not like that man. I do not think he should be taking 19-year-olds to the club.
Jesus Christ. That age, but I think he said 25-year-old. Let's just say that.
He said 21. He said she was in the club 21 like a savage or some shit. He said 21.
I remember somebody said, so you acting like
He
you're
didn't say she was 25 like a savage.
Okay. That's nasty.
Anyway,
All right, man.
we got a couple of awards to give out. First of all, someone suggested that someone on Twitter suggested we give out a Wife Guy of the Week award. And we certainly have this week a very good candidate, which is the fullback for the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Juszczyk. His wife or girlfriend,
wow.
I believe his wife, makes custom jackets with like players' jerseys, a uniform.
It's his wife. They had the same last name.
It's his wife. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She was explaining how she learned to spell the last name, which was funny. But Taylor Swift wore one of her custom jackets to the Chiefs.
That shit was hard too. That shit was hard.
The shit looked good. Well, and
That shit was hard.
we talked about this with the Gridiron Gals, I think 2 times ago that they were on. Like, my wife is one of those football fans. She loves football, but she does not wear pink shit ever or sequin shit ever. And for the whole time I was getting her into football when we were in college, we would go look at the NFL catalog, and it's like, you could wear this pink jersey or this purple jersey with sequins on it, right? And so she's making stuff that, like, Juszczyk's wife's making shit that looks like actual fashion that women who don't want to be drowning in pink might want to wear. And obviously it's Taylor Swift, so there's all these videos and photos of her arriving in the jacket. And Kyle Juszczyk literally replied or commented on every single video. Great custom jacket by @Chris Juszczyk. Look at the incredible jacket by @Chris Juszczyk.
10 out of 10, bro.
She went up, and obviously Taylor Swift certainly more of a boost than her husband was, but I think they said she picked up 160,000 followers on Instagram on that one day, all this other shit. But I just love to see that. You got an NFL player whose wife has got her side business that obviously she's putting a lot of her energy into, and he was like, well, I got to buy this week. Let me just sit on social media and just link everyone to her account. I really respect the fuck out of
Love that for both of them.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the NFL does the right thing, and if they decide to run with this, they let her kind of spearhead the shit and kick her in some bread. But they probably won't if they do decide. But great story regardless. And on some real shit, I don't even think those jacks are just appealing to women. Like, I could for sure see a Baltimore nigga wearing a knee-length Lamar fucking jacket, bro. Like,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? An all-black joint? Yeah, hell yeah.
With some big-ass Timbs on here.
Right?
New Balance for sure.
She
All right.
actually made a zip-up vest for Deebo Samuel.
Yes,
recently.
I saw that.
He does.
Yes.
He does a bunch of other stuff.
It was not good luck.
See my best.
See my best. Yeah, it was not good luck because they had the Brock Purdy MVP on there, and I think it was like the week before he got filleted
Like
by the
my loafers made of gophers.
It was that or skin my shoulders. My kids love that
Simpsons
song,
reference
bro.
for everything, dog.
Yeah, my kids love that song, bro. They're just out of nowhere.
See
Just
my best made of pure gorilla chest. What a song. What a fucking jam.
Y'all
What
are
a
some
jam.
good old silly billies, nigga, for real. Like you know, top tier silly Billy shit right here.
All right, we got to wrap up with Dookie Butt of the Week. Tyler, who is your Dookie Butt of the Week?
I'm gonna go with the easy pick here and say Cowboys fans, of course. Just want to rub some more salt in the wound. And fuck it, Eagles fans and Giants fans while we're here too. Why not? Fuck them all. And fuck a lot of Washington fans too. Let's keep it a buck here, okay? Fuck a lot of those guys too.
God, I respect that. Tyler said the entire NFC East
Entire
is the Dookie
NFC
Butt of
East,
the Week.
except for the cool homies.
Jackson, your Dookie Butt of the Week.
My Dookie Butt of the Week is Aaron Rodgers, and I know it's because he gets mad when people come at him about his off the field stuff, even though he's the one starting it all. But this is purely football. Last season, Green Bay Packers 8-9 did not make the playoffs.
Damn.
This season, Jordan Love's
ass.
first season as a starter, 9-8, beat the Cowboys on the road.
There it is.
Shee.
Don't let the door hit you.
And their head
Don't hit you with a
coach,
good load switch.
their head coach does an interview where he says, "It's just been so much more fun this year. The energy is so much better in the locker room." And I wonder why,
I believe it. I wonder fucking why.
I have a 2-part Dookie Butt of the week, so I would do one and then let John do one. But I've just joined in on the football side and say Dak Prescott, who said in an interview after the game, if Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat, I should be too.
Sir, yes, sir, face ass nigga, dog. I'm telling you, that shit ain't gonna save you, bro. They are not paying you. You're gone. It's over for you, dog. You have played your last game as a Dallas Cowboy, unless you want to play for pennies, which your groveling ass might do, knowing your goddamn boot looking at. You know what? Let me.
No, yeah.
I was going to a place I didn't want to go.
Get your issue,
I just did not like that motherfucker. After that police donation during summer 2020, I was like, fuck this dude forever, dog. But yeah, man. It's just, bro, that company man shit is not going to save you. Did you not just see how they did Russell Wilson? Like, listen, man. But motherfuckers got to learn the hard way. And I have, and if Dak's going to learn the hard way, I'm going to enjoy every second of that ride. So fuck it.
And I want to add, he's not playing for the Denver Broncos. He's playing for the Cowboys. Now, I don't like Jerry Jones as a human being, but Jerry Jones, when he was building Jerry World, bought a huge stake in steel futures so that if the cost of steel went up, thus increasing the cost of building the new stadium, he would profit from the rise in price of steel to offset that increased construction cost of the stadium. You're not going to trick that dude into paying you by being a bootlicker. That's
right.
not the fucking dude to do that with.
Right. You better just fucking, bro, get on Instagram, follow the Arizona Cardinals. Just let them know that you're open for business, dog. Like, it's over. I'm pretty sure this is your last game you ever played as a Cowboy. And licking boots on the way out ain't going to save you, dog. It never was going to.
John, your Dookie Butt of the week.
I was going to say Rory McIlroy, a golfer.
I knew it was some golf shit. I knew that was some golf shit.
But I'm not going to say. I was going to say it because, I mean, he fucked off a lead this weekend with like hitting the ball on the 18th hole, 72nd hole of the fucking weekend, hit a ball into the water, and then 3-putt, nigga. Like, that's for a professional. Oh, it's all bad, bro. It was like the nigga was stumbling down, tripping over his feet, trying to finish the fucking round.
Do you like Rory McIlroy? The only other people I know who love golf love Rory McIlroy.
He hella like, you know what I'm saying, for diversity. And he was like, this is the motherfucker that caused all the issues by wearing a hoodie on the course. Well, they got rules. You can't wear a hoodie. He wore a hoodie like, fuck y'all, nigga. I'm Roy. What you gonna do to me?
I remember he went on Jay Leno after winning the Masters, and he implied that he, boned his wife after that in the Masters jacket. I was like, okay, this guy might be kind of cool. I was like,
was that Rory?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah,
that feels very. What's that tall white man's name? I forget his name. He was really good.
You are the person I would ask that question to.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't be knowing. You know how I am with white people's names. Sorry,
it was Margot Robbie. It was Emma Watson. Yeah.
No. Jackson, you know who it is, bro. He's tall as fuck, athletic. He's dating Gretzky's daughter.
Dustin Johnson.
That sounds like some Dustin Johnson shit. That's
how he sounds like 20. He's 25, 26 if he's dating Gretzky's daughter. How old is that?
Nah,
kid?
he's in his mid 30s, mid to late 30s.
Nah, because this was like early 2000s. I remember seeing that shit.
Oh, okay.
So.
Roy, I don't know. Roy was around that time. I don't think that was Roy, my boy. I don't know, but anyway, it might be some.
Let me Google Rory Sex Masters jacket right quick.
But
Rory Sex Masters.
the real Dookie Butt that I was gonna say is Brent Faiyaz. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that motherfucker.
He shaved his beard, he look like Spike Lee, nigga. Bro, he like got bitter beard face, nigga. That chin is strong as hell and weak at the same time, nigga. God damn.
It's like, prominent and weak as fuck. Right?
Bro, he look like a burn victim. Bro, hey, man, nigga, I'm like, damn, bro. They sent a picture. And I swear to God, they was talking about they was clowning the person. I'm like, what? Why is Spike Lee on stage? Why y'all clowning this man? You feel me? And then I scrolled down the group chat and it was Brent Faiyaz. I'm like, yo, crazy.
All right. And then my second part of my
dog. Me and wifey sat at the same fucking roulette table with Brent Faiyaz in at the MGM National Harbor in Maryland and shit. And when he got up, I wasn't gonna be no groupie ass motherfucker. I wasn't gonna bother that dude. But when he got up, I looked at Summer and I was like, "Hey, that was Brent Faiyaz." She's like, "Oh." I was like, "You don't know who that is, huh?" She's like, "No."
What's crazy is he's not popular, but he does crazy numbers because his fan base is rabid as fuck. But like Issa Rae said, that's my favorite artist, like type shit. You know what I mean? But then I said he's the dude who was singing the chorus on Crew. I see money all around. She's like, oh yeah. I saw Brent Faiyaz, like the chick. What's wild about this is the chicks love this man. Like I was out and saw him,
and he's terrible in his music. He is so toxic.
Toxic as fuck, bro. But they love that shit.
They love
I saw
it,
him. I was out. I forget exactly where I was at on some LA shit. When this is before I was married and shit. But we was at like some
Cafe
like
Ubuntu.
No, shut the fuck up. Ubuntu is not LA. Yeah, but it's just nice. But anyway, he was, but I don't know. He was with the baddest fucking Somali chick I've ever seen in my life, just tonguing the motherfucker down. Like chicks love him, bro. And now he out here with the bare face. And I would look the exact same way.
That's why you're making the decisions you're making. Same here.
You feel me? I would look the exact same way. So I'm talking shit, but I ain't.
I told the story a long time ago on the podcast, but the last time I've only shaved my face once. I had a goatee in high school, and then I just graduated to a beard in college. I only shaved it one time. My wife, said, I don't think we're gonna probably do that one again, and then I told y'all the next time I brought it up. Yeah, I said, what if I shave my face again? And she said, I don't want you to do that because people are gonna look at the two of us together and go, he must be rich. Like,
bro. I remember, I remember reading a story, and like this is how much beards are makeup for niggas. You feel me? Like I remember reading a story where like it was some Reddit shit where this woman was asking, it was a question answer shit. Hey, my husband had to cut his beard for a job. You feel me? Like some government job, or whatever. And I don't like his face anymore.
Right.
You feel me? But she only knew him with the beard. So it's a totally different person. So she was like, I just am not. I'm like, it sounded some
man.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm like, yo. So yeah, man, I'm not cutting this shit. Rather, you remember when I actually cut my shit one time? Brother was like, no, sir, brother.
Nope. Not for me, thanks.
I didn't marry a milk dud. I married a man. Fuck you, me. Keep that shit, bro.
And I was wrong. It was Phil Mickelson who was fucking him.
Yeah, that's some Phil Mickelson shit. I think I said it was some.
I believe Phil Mickelson is a top shelf degenerate. So I believe.
He's a horrible fucking human.
Yeah. All right. Last part of my Dookie Butt of the week was whoever created the Darvin Ham Muse Twitter account, you ruined my weekend by making me aware that you are on the planet. Like,
are they defending Ham?
Yes. It's a Twitter account that exists to just defend Darvin Ham, and it's so outlandish and disgusting that I wouldn't even believe it was a burner account for someone in his family. Like when they
like
lost
even
to
he's
the
not
Jazz,
that ridiculous. Yeah.
So they just were quote tweeting it like, I wonder what the all the Darvin haters are gonna load up the arguments on how this is Darvin's fault and not Braun and AD. Like, I promise you, on this earth, whether we were put here by God or just a fluke of the universe, there are better things to do with your life. I promise you, than going on the internet to log on to Darvin Ham Muse and argue with strangers. Please. You almost made me quit Twitter like spontaneously after 14 years of all the dumb shit on Twitter. I literally was like, I need a blue sky code right now. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Jesus Christ.
A burner account to defend rotations. Like, bro, really? You
go learn to paint. Like, go try a new drug. Like, go for walks.
Tap into a wine and sip, my G. You know what I mean?
Anyone you want to be on the internet. And that motherfucker chose to be Darvin Ham.
Dude, yeah, lie about it, bro. Make up a person, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Anyway, that's all the time we got. If you're listening to this and you want more Jenkins and Jonez before our next episode, we are now doing exclusive YouTube segments that are not in the regular pod. The pods will stay the same, But you can go to youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones. We are going to answer a mailbag question in each segment. We might do some recommendations. And we're talking about doing some behind the scenes of some oral history with Tyler on some of his most classic moments on Twitter. So I'm excited for that. But go check out youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones for some more good shit. And we will see y'all on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.